Life. Life is like a really serious version of the game of chance. I'll be completely honest, it is basically a game of chance. You never know what's gonna happen, it's always a surprise what happens and what doesn't happen. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, in 5 minutes, or, stuff like that. You never will know what will happen. It's always going to be a surprise when it does. And that's one thing that life is all about. It's all about the factor of surprise. And I know life has a lot more to it. Of being an active human, stuff like that. But the main thing of being a human is the factor of surprise. And the factor of surprise can come at any time possible. Like every time is possible. Like in 5 minutes, something can happen. Everything happens for a reason, but it happens to surprise you. And it always happens when not expected. And that's what life is all about, basically. Is the factor of surprise and the factor of you never knowing what is going to happen or what may not happen. And I know people really hype up things or really kind of let things go because they think they know what's going to happen. Like let's say a person leaves homework till the next day. They don't know that they might be busy the next day. And they'll leave that homework to that day, and then they'll be caught up in homework right away as soon as they get home. And I'm not going to base this off of school and work and stuff like that, because I already know what happens with the whole school thing. You leave homework, things happen, and then, from there it goes on. But I never know what I might get for doing this homework, for not doing this homework, and things like that. And it's the same thing at being at a regular job. Being at a regular job basically means you're working for someone. And everybody should know that by now. But you never know what piece of work you might get to work on from your boss. You never know whether you're going to be assigned to do a very hard thing or you may do a very easy thing in your job. You never know. And people that are like bosses, they look for people that can be an individual within a job. They look for people that know how to organize, they know how to just be a regular person. They're not looking for people that know how to combine this with this to make an explosive, or know how to build an entire robot. People aren't, like, bosses aren't looking for that. And that's where life comes in. A life skill is to know how to organize your work, how to make yourself an individual and not like everyone else. That's what bosses are looking for. They're not looking for what grade you got in a grade 9 test, or they're not looking for that kind of stuff. And basically, the things you learn in school are important. I'll admit that. They are important. But what's more important is learning how to do those life skills and not math equations, science equations, and stuff like that. Life skills are things you do that is stuck with you for your entire life. Organization, being creative, and stuff like that. I don't know all of it, but I do know that those are two main things when a boss is looking for a good employee. And it's how life kind of affects it. Like, you can choose to become very successful and be successful in life, get a job, get a wife, get a kid, and stuff like that. Or you can choose the other route, which is a little bit down the road kind of thing. And it's not the best road to take because of the way it affects your own life. You choose how it affects your life. And I know people can choose good choices, and people can choose bad choices. It's what people make as decisions as a child. It's not what they make as an adult. As an adult, your choice is already set, your road is already taken, and you're going down that road as an individual, as an adult. As a child, you choose to make those decisions. You choose whether to pass a grade or fail a grade. It's not always that the teacher is a bad teacher or stuff like that. It's how you choose to do things, and it's how you choose to go with school. And school, although boring, although very stupid and very annoying at times, it's still an important thing to do and take, because it will teach you things that you will not learn anywhere else. I know people will say the internet and stuff like that, but the internet contains lies. The internet contains things that nobody else would know is not true. And it's the factor of the people that put it on there. All they do is they put it on there for publicity. They don't put it on there for anything else. Teachers and school are very important, and you choose whether you want to be successful or not, and people will always tell you that it's always important to choose whether you want to fail or pass in a grade. Passing a grade may mean you might become a technician or an electrician or, some kind of big name job. But then failing a grade might mean you might become an employee at McDonald's, or you might become an employee at like a Tim Hortons. It's all about how you choose to take these classes and how you take everything with that. And once everything is done with school, you have the option of going to college or university. And you have the option of going through extra schooling to become better at more jobs, better at certain jobs that you may never thought of. And you might become a very big known person in the world, or you might become a person that no one knows about. That's when you gotta choose your own life road, whether you're going to pass a grade or take this kind of class or that kind of class. You never let other people make that decision for you. And when a person always tells you, let's say, you have to attend this class, or you really have to do this, or you really have to do that, depending on what it is, you really do have to do it. In a class, in a job, things like that, it's always important to do what people do say. You don't want to slack off one thing and then next day end up as an employee at like a McDonald's. Or work as an unemployed guy at your home working on the computer. You don't want to end up like that. You want to you want to end up with a good job, with a good family, being able to support everyone. And that's how things should be. But I know a lot of people struggle to choose those paths because of what they see in school is not as important as they see in other things. They may see things very important that aren't really important, like, for example, video games and their cell phones and all these electronic devices. And I know I am a big fan of electronic devices, but it's how they distract you is how it affects your life. You can choose whether to get a good job and do all of that, or you can choose to work on the internet, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but it's being able to take multiple jobs. If you go through schooling and you go through all of this kind of stuff, then you can know multiple jobs. You will not know, like, for me, example, if I take multiple classes that I do not know how to do, and I learn how to do these things in these classes at the end of the year, then it will help me get multiple jobs, whether I took a technician class and an electrician class and things like that. It'll help me get multiple jobs later in the future. And it'll help me teach others how to do these other jobs in the future as well. And basically that's just how things should work. But I know people take the other way out of school and stuff like that. All I suggest is you go to school, You learn how to become multiple things. You get a good job, you get a good family, and from there, that's all you really need to become a successful person. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed this commentary. I know it was really serious, but yeah. Bye, guys.